I'm not talking. You want me to talk?
Did you read here?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, gotcha.
Huh? What?
All good.
What?
Good in the hood.
What? Okay.
Oh God. Help us.
Very cool day today. Well, it was cool in the morning.
No, it was not cool like butterfly take the caterpillars in cool.
Oh, well.
It was a nice day.
No, but I mean, it was a cool day for me. I got to do cool stuff.
Right, but not cool weather-wise.
Yep. I spent. It's interesting. I discovered some. You wonder as you grow as a player, as a musician. When do you stop learning? Hopefully, never. And what's your next opportunity to learn and discover things? And that's the beauty of our generation of players, plus or minus 10 years in any direction, is because we've had enough time to learn the lessons and to look at things. And the thing I'm talking about today is I was recording a song with John Entwistle, which actually was, but it's strange when you write. I'm sure I spoke about this before, but when you, especially in modern times, 21st century anyway, or even the later part of the 90s, if you were doing a demo, you were usually doing it in a home studio, because by that time the gear had gotten easy enough and sophisticated enough that you didn't need a $500,000 board and all the craziness. You could do it without that, right? So, which is great. And for me, that was a perfect way to write music, because I could not worry about the sounds that I was getting so much as the parts that I was getting. And when I wanted somebody to play them, you play the bass part, you play the guitar part, and So when we did these demos that I've been talking about that are going to be on the forthcoming album, we did them in John's and Whistle's demo studio, which is digital. I mean, it's I think we were using Cakewalk at the time.
What year would that have been?
When we wrote.
I know when you wrote, but what year? That was before the Abbey Road tour?
Yeah, it would have had to been before the Abbey Road tour.
And so the Abbey Road
Oh, no. Did I not go there in September between Bass Odyssey?
2002?
No, 2001.
2001 is when y'all did B.B. King's for the 9/11 show.
Right.
Oh yeah, you were there, because that's when Pete called and asked John to play Madison Square Garden for the Paul McCartney 9/11 show. Right. So that's what it was. And John told him no. I think he just loved.
Well, I'll tell you what, he really.
The most
I think I'll tell you what, I'm not the specialist on that. I'd need some kind of a degree from Harvard or somewhere, Yale. But we don't need to go there. The thing for me is, when we were writing these demos, we were writing them to a click track, which means we're playing in perfect time. And that's not the way we played in the Entwistle Band. The Entwistle Band was like a tug of war, especially with the time. Rat Race was too, because Mark would always pull the time forward, and we'd be tugging back and forth.
We had to hold the reins on that horse.
Yeah, that was a wild one. But John and I used to push and pull too. And when I was playing with the song today, when we wrote this thing and he played the bass part to a click track, which means he played it didn't speed up and slow down. So when I went in to record today and listened back, there are places where if we were playing it live, we would have both sped up together, but because he was playing to a click track, essentially, his time never changed, and I could hear mine change, and all of a sudden I discovered what it was about us as a rhythm section that made us work together, even when it seemed like we didn't work together.
Today you've discovered this?
No, I discovered it. What do you mean? What?
Just now, and when you were in the studio
Yeah.
today?
Yeah, because there's parts in the song.
Like 20 years after John's.
Yeah, because I was never in that situation. I mean, the situation with even Abbey Road when I had to redo "Here Comes the Sun" did
Right.
not. That was I had to create a click track, but that was in loose time. That was John playing to my drums in that song. So the bass part would speed up and slow down as we needed it to. And it's hard to explain, but it's a thing that real musicians appreciate. It's that feel. It's that little bit of push when you get to the end. And I've learned so many tricks from guys over the years, things that they did when they were mixing a single. For the last 30 seconds of the single, they'd start to make it even a little bit louder before it got to the fade, and then they'd die it off. And it was, stuff that you wouldn't really realize was happening unless you saw it on a scope or whatever. But it was a fantastic day. It was a very strange day because, for all intents and purposes, I'm in there by myself. Kind of.
Well, I wasn't in there.
No, you should no. Well, and I couldn't get. I have a laptop.
Yes, John was in there with.
Well, he should have been hitting stop and record. Although,
Yeah,
what's
right.
the
Like he ever did that.
like yeah, no, but actually the advantage is I get to play with this track every day. Yeah, and for me, the reason that I was able to do the things in my own playing that I was able to do over the years is because Rat Race afforded me gigs every night. I mean, you were playing. It was like, do you want to train do you want to go to boot camp and train for war, or do you want to just go right into war? We just went right into war. So we learned to be great soldiers, and we learned all the things.
Right. There wasn't a lot of practice.
No practice.
Okay, so
Practice.
well, let's get this out of the way.
What?
Because we are no gloom ballroom.
Oh yeah, right. Okay.
But Gail said sad news about Meatloaf. R.I.P. Meatloaf.
Yes, R.I.P. Meatloaf.
And the coincidence
No,
here
please
is,
don't. You're gonna say it.
It's a coincidence. I brought a bunch of ground meat a couple of days ago because I thought I'll make meatloaf Friday for Friday night. That way I'm not cooking it at the end of the show. And I'm making meatloaf. Coincidence, but maybe it's not.
No, it was destined in the stars
And
for there to be
also
meatloaf tonight.
R.I.P. Louis Anderson.
And Louis Anderson, yeah.
Well, Louis Anderson went with cancer.
Hey, you know
Meatloaf,
what?
Meatloaf was COVID. So there's that. Still careful, people.
Oh, let's see. Oh, brother BK, here he is.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, BK, we watched the movie last night.
Oh, yes,
Hey,
indeed.
Hello. I
How
think
are
I
you?
started out with my pasture already.
Starting out with the pasture. I love that. That's
Hey,
fine. You
man.
started out with the pasture.
That's
It's just,
cool.
this is your house too, bro.
You got the cowboy vibe.
Wow, everybody, look at everybody. I got
You know what?
everybody
I told
coming
you
in.
that everybody was going to be in tonight because it's cold
Oh,
where
it's-
they are. Stop.
it's cold.
It's cold. It's I don't think it's 20 degrees here.
Yeah, so nobody's out on the streets.
Wow, man.
Everybody's in here.
Hey,
Oh,
Jeff.
look. Oh, right. I'm still wearing hats.
Hey, Jeff. Hey, Joe. Hey, Angus.
Hi, Laurie. Hi, Steve. Hi, Booker. Hi, Angus. Hi,
Hey.
Joe.
Hey, everybody.
If this freaks anybody out, I could put sunglasses on.
No, it looks
Oh,
okay.
no. I didn't even notice it. to tell you.
Not until you put yourself close to the camera
I
did
didn't
I.
notice it either.
I didn't notice it either. I have seen a lot scarier and worse. If you hadn't said anything, I would not
Yeah.
have noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like, you know.
How are you feeling, Jeff?
Good. Yeah, it's painful, looking in certain directions, and the vision is blurry. The surgeon said it would take a couple of weeks to clear up.
Did they give you pain medicine?
Just Tylenol, actually.
Wow.
They gave it to you?
No, they didn't.
The guy on the
Yeah, because
corner.
they would have charged you $10 a pill. You know,
They
the
used-
hospitals are-
They used propofol to knock me out, though.
And then they give you Tylenol. What, they writing a song about Michael Jackson?
I know. I said to the anesthesiologist, I said, "Is this the same Michael Jackson drug?" She goes, "Yes."
Oh, God.
Wow. So how was that?
I don't know. She asked me how I was feeling at one point. They put a mask over me and they said it was oxygen, and I'm thinking to myself, "Sure it is." And then
You started going.
And said, I need some
That's
more
wrong.
milk.
the last thing I remember her is asking me how I'm feeling, and I said, "I feel pretty good, maybe a little numb," and that was it. That's all I remember.
Wow.
One of our viewers, Frank Feeney, says two and all.
Yeah,
Oh my
right.
God, that's old school.
The trees, the Christmas trees.
See,
Roar, 714s. That's my baby.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Women's roars. Booker, were you into any of that kind of stuff?
No.
Because let me tell you what we watched last night, Booker.
Wow.
because in case you were, let me tell you what we watched last night,
We
Booker.
watched that Rick James documentary that
Oh,
you told
yeah.
us about.
Wow.
Wow. Now, your wife had something to do with that documentary?
No. We went and saw a special screening of it.
In the park, right? In
Yeah.
town, right?
Yeah.
It was, I see now, when it started,
Man.
I thought, I wasn't sure whether it was going to be a documentary or whether it was going to be a reenactment kind
I
of
was glad
thing.
it was a documentary.
It was,
great.
oh,
But,
yeah,
I mean,
man.
It's like
And, I mean, wow.
it really
Yeah.
shows that drugs are the devil.
Yeah, it really does. It does, yeah, it does do that. It
Yeah.
does put kind of a shadow on drugs for you.
And ego too, man. His ego.
Like,
Yeah.
wow, man. I mean, talk about. And the thing that was so mind blowing, you got to remember this. Was it Kerry Gordy, the son of Berry Gordy?
Yeah.
Kerry. I don't think I'll be blowing it for anybody. The guy comes into Rick James walks in. Kerry Gordy hands him a check for $1 million.
No, not Kerry. Kerry Gordy was just in there.
Oh, he was just in there.
It
Yeah.
was the record company guy, but Kerry Gordy
Wow.
witnessed it. Because
Oh, yeah.
anytime that Rick James would bring in a song, they would give him a check for $1 million.
Whatever.
So
Wow.
he said, here's my song, give me my $1 million check. And they gave it to him.
Oh, Joe.
Yeah, I
And
don't.
then he started, he jumped up he poured a bunch of Coke on the guy's desk.
Pulled out a bag, chopped up some lines, started railing, and then started screaming.
No,
like-
he jumped up and put his dick in his face.
oh, that. Well,
Now, everybody thinks, oh, I cannot be replaced. But then.
and so he jumps off the desks and he leaves, and Kerry Gordy goes, "Get me Lionel Richie."
Nope, the guy said
Oh, the guy said
Kerry
it?
Gordy was just.
Oh, he was just
he
there?
Was a kid.
Yeah. They say Lionel Richie and Lionel Richie, the guy.
Get me Lionel Richie.
Yep, and that's who started.
No drugs.
Yep.
No drugs. Looks the same age he did then, right now.
And everybody can be replaced.
Yeah, well, it's just that the fact is you don't have to replace something. Sometimes you have to change things too. You know what I mean? You don't need to have another Rick James. It's like here's a space for a singer, songwriter, producer, multi-talented guy with an image and a look and a history and blah blah blah.
Yeah,
Bang.
there was some evil in there. I mean, him and his wife were burning that girl with the freaking crack pipe and lighting a knife on, heating it up and burning her and shit.
Well, I told you my one run in with Rick was at a gig with Corey. We were playing in LA with Corey Glover. And the drummer, Nat Townsley, and I was standing on the stairs outside the club. And Rick walks up with that woman, right? He looks at me, he looked me up and down. I guess I looked too much like security, right? And he asked Nat, he says, "You look like somebody could get somebody into the club," right? So
Right.
Nat walks him into the club, and I follow him. And at the time he was saying he was Corey's cousin, right? And follows him to the club. And Corey had this girl that came down from Sacramento to see him. That was really, really pretty, right? And she's standing in the corner of the club waiting for, us to hit the show and, wait for Corey at the end. Rick walks over with this woman, and it's like they're selling something, because it's like his hands are going like this. We're on stage playing, and all of us, including Corey, are watching what's happening in the corner, right? And he's just like hands going all over the place. He's saying something, and I guess it didn't go because he just grabbed the woman's hand and walked out the club.
Yeah. He scored.
Wow.
No, he didn't score.
Oh,
She
that,
said,
yeah,
scored.
yeah, she said
no.
she wasn't buying what he was selling. So the woman he came in with, he grabbed her hand and walked out the club.
Man, and when they showed him at the end of that documentary in court, you could tell he was like.
Well, I mean, wow,
drunk.
man.
And he was mad that MC Hammer did his song. Meanwhile, they said that song made him more money than his song.
He said that he was mad until he got that first check.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, I don't want no rappers. I don't want any rappers using my music as a sample. And then he got that first check, and everything was okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the whole way he started out and stuff, and Canada, and it was.
Did they have them with the minor birds? Did they cover that?
Yes,
Oh yeah,
yes,
yeah. It was really well done. I mean, it a lot of stuff that I really didn't know. You know what I mean? And
I think he started the braid thing before Stevie Wonder, because he
Yeah.
said he went to Africa and saw the women with the braids and asked them how they did that, and he then went on to have the braids. So it sounds like he started the whole braid thing.
Well, no. Those braids were around long before Stevie Wonder and Rick James started wearing them.
Yeah, in Africa.
No. Here.
Who was wearing them here?
Every black woman I know on earth was wearing the braids.
Oh,
Okay. Every one of them.
black woman.
Oh, that's like woman. Yeah, but not men, right?
Well, no, not men. And I don't even think that Stevie or Rick were the first ones that did it. I think they just adopted it after a while.
Well, I mean, Niles in it now.
Now goes for
Niles
his
way
braids,
in it,
yeah.
right?
Lenny Kravitz.
Well, Niles and Lenny Kravitz have locks like I do. These are very different. These grew out of my head, and they're twisted. They're not braided.
That's dreadlocks.
That's dread.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes. That's what Lenny Kravitz has. That's what Niall has.
What's the name of the documentary?
What is it called?
Come on. It was really good,
It's
though.
called
I will tell you, it was on Showtime.
Bitch something.
What's it called?
It's
Bitchin'.
called Bitchin', the
Bitchin'.
sound and fury of Rick
Rich
James.
James.
Bitchin'. The sound and fury of
What
Rich.
was it on? What's it on?
On Showtime.
Oh, that's right. That's what you're asking me tonight. That's right.
And we also watched in Jeff's honor Under the Volcano.
Oh yeah.
And we saw how the police were getting along so well there on Toronto. And you were there?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. I was there for all of it.
That
For
must
all
have,
of Wow, man.
Yeah.
You were there for
I-
the board dancing? on Rupert's frickin' handmade console.
That was Andy Summers.
I was on the other side of the console taking photos when they did that.
Oh my
Really?
God.
I have photos
Wow.
of that.
Were they like totally wasted doing that?
No, police didn't do drugs. They were just clowning it up, having a good time.
Let's
Andy's-
jump up on his knee.
Andy Summers weighs about 90 pounds, so it didn't mean that much.
Oh, so it did not bother George Martin?
I never heard of George Martin's reaction.
Okay, so and then they put Stewart like in a loft or something to play his drums, and they showed a German Shepherd. But then
Did you see the German Shepherd? Do you remember the German Shepherd?
Yeah, Bosun, the studio dog.
At that studio?
Yep, he was the
Because
studio
Dire
dog.
Yeah, Dire Straits came in.
He was cool.
And he was on the beach with Dire Straits.
Yeah,
See, no, I think that's cool that you met that dog.
Yeah.
Because no, I'm
was his
I'm
name?
serious. I'm
Bosun?
serious. Bosun.
yeah, Bosun, like ship's
Okay.
bosun.
Does any? I don't know if I've told this story before. Anybody remember after 9/11 during the World Series, the Eagle would fly out and
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yes.
Hi, Lenny.
Hello.
Hey, Lenny,
Hey,
how's
Lenny.
it going?
And there's
How's everybody?
We're
There's
good.
a block down in the bottom that says Joe X Doobie. Is Joe
Yeah.
here?
Yeah.
He's here.
he's just thinking about
he
us.
was our guest last night.
Yeah,
He was, okay.
Oh,
Yeah, that
is that
was-
who it was?
That
he's
was
wearing the
quite.
same outfit.
That was quite a story.
Did you ever get
long
video?
story short, that bird that used to fly out was named Challenger, and at the 9/11 show
The
at
eagle,
Madison
it was
Square
an eagle.
Square Garden, he was there, Challenger, the
Yeah.
bald eagle, amazing, and like that was pretty powerful. Talk about all power, no waste. It's so wow.
Which Madison Square Garden show was that?
The 9/11. There's
The heroes.
9/11,
Yeah.
yeah.
Paul McCartney's thing.
Yeah. Paul McCartney wants to put a show on at Madison Square Garden.
Doing your best, John, again.
Well, we were just trying to figure that out before. I'm doing and this is interesting because I'll talk to you guys about this because it's very strange, and especially that we have so many bass players in the room. This is like perfect, and another drummer. I got, I'm doing this Entwistle record, and I'm not doing the, let's pick the last piece of chicken off the bone. These are things that are really, really cool, really
Never got
boutique.
finished.
Yeah, either that, well, a whole bunch of different things. Live recordings that were never released, mixed and mastered songs that were never put on any album anywhere. And so one of the things is we wrote, we were trying to figure out when the songs were written, and they were written, I guess, in just after 9/11. Right? We're in, we had booked a tour. We had 2001: A Bass Odyssey. Was our
I get
tour. The funny man, I mean, talk about the laminates. My favorite laminate of any tour I've ever done. It was Entwistle in a space suit, in a one of the old kind of bubble thing, but
Yeah.
with a cigarette.
And you said, look, John in space is
John
what-
in
John in
space,
space.
yeah.
John in space.
John in space. I said, yes, John in space.
That's great.
Anyway, and so I was in England. I was in England in September, not long after that 9/11 happened. It was scary as hell to fly. And John gets a call from Pete, and Pete says, whatever he says, and John goes, yeah, no, can't. We're playing, and hangs up the phone. And I'm like, what was that?
Yeah.
Paul McCartney wants to do his thing at Madison Square Garden, but we're already playing. Us, the Entwistle Band. We already had a date and had added a fundraiser at BB King's for that night.
Yeah.
And he tells people,
Wait. Then Pete says, you know
So-
what?
so
I'll pay
no.
you.
So I said, call him back, John. Are you out of your fucking mind? I said, Call him back. That'd be you don't want to miss this. This is this is really important concert of the century. So he calls him back and he said, yeah. Well, listen, I don't want to have to miss one gig or one rehearsal. I'm not changing one thing in my itinerary. And Pete says, listen, I'll pay for your whole tour. And John goes, we don't want your fucking money.
It was like, divorced people. Like,
and
can
so-
I have the kid for the weekend?
So I'm like, I have to be. I live in New York, but I have to be at the Plaza because John's at the Plaza, and they pick him up to go to rehearsal, and I'm like bored for a few hours, doing whatever, watch a movie. He comes back, then a car will take us someplace, or a plane will take us, and we'll go and we'll play a club in Manchester, wherever, and it's like then we have to be back the next day, and this went on for like 3 days before they played the Madison Square Garden show. And because we had dates every day. And so the night of the Garden, if you ever watch that show, and I don't know that they show it in chronological order, but the Who went on really early.
Yeah.
And the reason for that was we had to play our gig at B.B. King's at John.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the.
And John had said Steve had to stay at the Plaza with him.
It was like, man.
because,
I was sitting there
He had
in
to
the
make sure he got to the Who
afternoon, listening to
rehearsals.
them do their sound check and the whole thing. It was like one of the most insane things. It was crazy,
Yeah, it
but
was
meeting that bird was just.
see how many hoops he could
It,
make John.
it was and that was, I mean, every frickin' buddy was there. I'm running into old friends, I know the guys in Bon Jovi, Tico Torres, old friend of mine, and I mean everybody's backstage.
Billy Joel's band. Yeah.
Everybody, right? And
the Rolling Stones, Bill
and John,
Clinton.
okay, let's go.
He didn't get
That was it, man. Took the bass, took the roadie, got in the limo, went down that chute just like you see in Song Remains the Same.
bring us
and-
$11,000 for the
Yeah, and we went and made $11,000 for the firemen
And
in
made-
Putnam Valley.
and brought the check to them so they got it. Like
Yeah, we brought the check to them directly so that we knew that they got it.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
whatever it's worth, that was End Whistle.
Flexing his muscles when he could.
Flexing his muscles when he could, and I think it makes me a great target. Let's get the fucking American.
Well, watching the Under the Volcano and the Police,
Oh, yeah.
Stuart Copeland was sounding angry about Sting writing every little thing she does is magic and coming back to the studio and it being totally finished because it sounded like they used to collaborate and instead Sting
Well,
brought a
things
finished
change. Things change over time. It's and the story you tell today isn't the story you told 6 years ago, and it's not going to be the story you tell in 6 years.
Oh, Lenny, your squeak is back, man.
No,
Yeah. Wait. It's squeaking right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want to get muted.
How about now?
No.
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 Okay. It's just feedback,
Feedback from your in-ears into your microphone.
Yeah, luckily I can't hear those frequencies anymore. Because they're very annoying. They're very
and
annoying.
Another documentary
Joe, I
called
don't-
about A&M Records, and it's on Epics, and it's more about Herb Alpert and what's his
Yeah.
name, but the whole
Jerry Moss.
the whole second part of it is pretty much about the Police and Sting and that breakup.
Yep.
What's it called?
It's the history of A&M Records. I can't remember the time. It's on Epics. Hold on, I can find it.
Sue Lacente told us that we should watch that.
Meanwhile, we don't want to. I don't want to overlook Joe Castelli's memorial.
Is that banana bread or zucchini bread?
Yeah, because
Meatloaf.
That's
banana.
meatloaf. Oh,
Meatloaf.
Oh, jeez. Wake up.
mine is a coincidence. I bought like 3.5 pounds of ground beef like 3 days ago, and I planned on making it tonight. That way I didn't have to run off the show and cook. And it would go bad if I didn't. And I woke up today and I heard about meatloaf, and I said to Steve, wow, how weird, because I'm making meatloaf tonight.
Well, that's weird because after I had my eye surgery, that night there was one of those science fiction movies on, and it was The Crawling Eye.
Oh, Steve.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Eye?
Yeah.
Wow,
Did
love
you
the
watch
crawling
it?
eye.
Yeah, hell yeah, I watched it. I watched it with one eye.
Yeah, right.
Fucker, what's the name of that documentary again?
I'm trying to find it now. Hold on.
There's also, while we're speaking of documentaries, there's also a really good one on David Geffen.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that advertised. Yeah,
Being
think I've
David
seen it.
Geffen or something like that.
yeah. There's something about it's too swings
I
too
love
far
those
to the
documentaries.
yeah, but like the music ones.
Oh man.
Well, no, this one has the whole history of the Eagles and Linda Ronstadt.
Oh,
and-
no.
I
we've-
would watch it.
yeah.
We loved Harry Nielsen's documentary. That was great.
I haven't seen that. I have to check that.
Oh, you gotta watch that.
I went so deep, I was watching the one on Sparks.
Oh, I like that band.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I always like that band.
a quirky band. Yep.
It's called.
That keyboard player would crack me
Yeah.
up.
They're brothers. It was
Yeah, I know
actually
that
an
they're
interesting
brothers.
documentary. Weirdly, Todd Rundgren produced a lot of their albums.
Oh,
it's,
wow.
It's a whole
Really?
thing I knew nothing about, and it was one of those nights I was bored, and I was like, I'll watch Sparks for 5 minutes, and then I was sucked into the whole thing because
Yeah.
it was every album was very different. I didn't know that, and
Yeah.
they had this really interesting career.
Yeah, they were good. I love the album cover where they were tied up in the back of the boat.
Yeah.
They were being taken out in the ocean to like get thrown in the ocean. That was a great album shot.
Okay, the name of that documentary is Mr. A and Mr. M. Story of the story of A&M Records.
All right, that's what we're watching
Yeah,
tonight.
Mr. Alpert.
Okay, you gotta watch the Harry Nielsen one, and also what's the guy that's oh my God, he's from Canada.
That's a lot of people.
It's like
Oh, that guy.
no, he was like a Harry Nielsen.
No, the other guy.
All right.
Paul Williams.
Gordon Lightfoot.
Ah,
Lightfoot. Oh my God. Okay, you gotta watch that too.
Well, now you got to ask yourself, if he was an Indian, what did they see when they looked out the Indians when they named him Gordon Lightfoot?
the Lightfoot
Oh.
Indians.
Oh, Lightfoot.
So the light on his foot,
Or he was light on his feet.
on his feet.
Yeah.
Hey, can I say something?
Yes,
He could dance.
Fuck Gordon Lightfoot.
Pass.
I never liked him. I never liked him.
Or the Edmund Fitzgerald.
I know. Okay, I don't want to get you shut down, but who was that other guy? Yeah, was he the Edmund Fitzgerald, Gordon Lightfoot?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
The
Yes.
Edmund Fitzgerald,
Wasn't
yeah.
there another geezer from Canada that was a lot like him?
Wait. You like John?
Another geezer.
Gordon Lightfoot. Gordon Lightfoot. If you could read my mind.
Yeah,
Yes.
You'd have a headache.
that's the guy. Okay.
I hope they didn't read Lenny's mind.
Oh man.
Don't
Okay,
read
but
this
yeah, that
out.
Edmund Fitzgerald. Every time I hear that,
I hate that.
I want to kill myself.
I hate that. But the other one, if you could read my mind, love.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a nice song.
Sundown.
You know what that song
I
is
think he did
about?
I
Sundown.
don't like nice songs.
Yes. Sundown was another. I thought there was another one too.
Oh, that's
Sundown is okay, that's about the girl
Now we're going to be stuck with that one
that
all
he was
weekend.
going out with.
from Canada.
Killed John Belushi.
Canada.
The girl that he was going out with that what,
That
John?
killed John Belushi. She's the one that gave him the speedball at the Chateau Marmont.
Wait, Gordon gave
Sundown.
Kathy.
Sundown. She
No,
was
the girl
Johnny
that-
Lightfoot's
Yeah,
girlfriend.
Kathy. What was her name?
I don't know, but he called her Sundown.
Yeah, sundown.
Oh, is this the backstory to that horrible song?
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
But no. But
Yeah.
she's the one that was there in the room with John Belushi.
Wow.
But that song, If You Could Read My Mind, that song is like all of us here. If you've been married more than 5 years, your wife can read your mind. I'm
No,
absolutely sure of it.
It was
I
about
know.
his ex-wife.
Oh, it's about his ex-wife, so it
Yeah.
means he had gotten to the end of the book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Wow.
No. It was great. Okay, so who was Sundance?
well, yeah, look that up for me. But let me tell you the interesting thing: bass players and drummers that I found out. I told you I'm doing the ant whistle thing, and I found, part of doing this release is to really release some cool stuff, and it's an
Kathy
old.
Smith. There you go, Kathy Smith.
Hello? Hello?
There you go.
Where's Doobie, man?
Okay.
He's,
Wait,
he's there. He can hear us. He can talk, but he's not coming out on the feed that the people see. There's only 6 of us. I don't know. I did a test with him a couple of hours ago. It was fine.
What the
I
hell's
wonder
the
if he
story?
had his camera on. Maybe then he'd come out there. I don't know. But the public sees 6. They don't.
Yeah.
They're not seeing the 7th box.
yeah.
Oh, I thought we had that going for a while.
Huh?
Yeah, in the past we have, just not tonight.
In book on
Ah,
Yeah.
But while they're working on that, Jeff, can I ask
I
you?
just I asked him to start video, but I had this crap with him last night.
Yeah.
And it was I'm not sure what it is.
Jeff,
I
so
did you ever
when-
get video? Did you ever get video going last night?
No,
No.
no.
Really? I was
No.
watching. I was watching.
Like a
I was waiting for it
phoner.
to come on.
I told him to try to use a different device, maybe his phone or something like that instead.
Yeah. So
But it worked with me before a couple of hours ago. It was fine.
okay, I'm not sure what that was.
That's
so
That
Jeff, when-
was- that's Joe.
So what I was saying was, we wrote these. We wrote. The reason we were talking about the whole 2001 thing is I was in England, and John and I were asked to write some songs for possible use on a Who album. So we wrote like 7 songs. John said we should submit 7. They'll use up to 4 if they like any of them. It's up to really Roger. And that was the end of it, right? So we never finished a lot of the stuff because we left it open for somebody to sing or this and that and the other thing. And I found the bass part on a DAT. I've been going through this whole DAT machine thing.
right.
Bass part on a DAT. And it was like, I said, oh man, let me like crank my frickin' tannoys and I'll set my drums up like battle positions and I'll crank this shit and I'm gonna lock into this. And I was so blown away at how much he couldn't, because we were doing it to a drum machine and not us playing. I'd get to the parts where I know we would speed up, and it was like I had to pull a horse back. It was
Right. Yeah.
so weird, and every time I dropped into the zone and started to sweat and started to be in that place, that's what happened, because he was playing to time and I was playing to him, but the way we played together was it's so weird, because I wanna just drop in, but it's bizarre.
I went to see a Peter Gabriel concert. I think it was one of his last ones, and the whole show was pre-programmed. And every time it got to a point where you just felt like the chorus should lift up a little, nothing happened. It was like so locked in. Uh-oh.
Joe, you got to turn the other one off.
I can turn the other one off.
Okay. There he is.
Hey, Joe. Long time no see.
Oh, I know that guy.
There he goes. He looks great.
How are you?
How you
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Good.
Everything is okay.
I like this. I like the stars mask. That's cool.
Yes. Hello, everyone. Greetings.
Hello.
Glad you're doing better. Glad you're on the
Yeah.
mend.
Yeah.
It beats death.
What?
It
It
beats
beats
death.
Oh, yeah, he made it.
Yeah.
He made it. He made it.
I feel like this is my chrysalis. I'm coming back. I'm now a butterfly.
And am I? You are a butterfly. And am I seeing the blossoming of a fashion line here?
Well,
The hat, the Joe X. I mean, I thought.
Oh,
Double mask.
Oh, that's great. Joe X.
Hey, you got JXD on the hat.
There you go.
There we go.
Ah,
All right.
welcome home, bro.
Yeah.
yeah. That's pretty scary.
All right, Doobie.
Wow.
what do I get to my pants?
Oh,
Hello, gentlemen. How are you?
Oh man, he's got
Doing
layers.
all right.
It's been a long time.
are you outside?
It has been a long time. Yeah,
It's been a
man.
long time. I've asked.
It's not something that I would recommend to your friends.
Right, right.
Oh, pretty much. Jeff, do you guys know each other? You must.
I know. I don't think we've ever met, but I know of Joe. Yeah.
Hey, Joe. Jeff Seitz works with Stuart Copeland, the Police, and played in a band called Godspeed.
Oh yeah. I know that.
See, screw those other guys, Jeff. You see, forget that other Godspeed. That's what put on the map.
Wait, you play with the cops? What?
They play with the cops.
Again.
Listen, hey, Steve. It took 2 days, but I'm here.
I know it did take you a little while, but that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
I got time. Hey,
Yeah.
Lenny, how you doing?
Lenny, you're squeaking.
You squeak.
You're feeding back again, Lenny.
Oh, fuck me. I don't know. I don't know why.
You're squeaking.
You would,
Is it squeaking right now?
Yes.
No.
That's just your
No.
ass phone.
No. Let me try this.
Now it is.
What the hell?
That's better. Okay. I'm sorry, Steve. You look serious.
No, I'm not. I'm sorry. Something I must have had I don't know, an episode. Out
Lenny,
here, I
take
get
another hit or
camera.
two, and then he won't look serious.
Yeah, well, look serious.
No,
So,
it's good to be back.
yeah,
Good to see you.
you know where he was?
It's good to be seen.
Yeah.
I think no one knows where you were.
Where were you?
Well, I have two answers to that question. I could say either I was in prison or I was really, really sick. The correct answer is number two. I had cancer.
Ooh.
And I'm now back to a point where I can face the world and say, hey, how you doing?
Wait a minute. So, whoa. So you haven't been shooting a movie about junkies in Hungary like you?
Yeah, well, it's a documentary. It's another documentary.
Glad to have you back, dude.
We're glad to have you back. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
Beats
Amazing
the
journey.
alternative. Beats the alternative.
Beats the alternative. That's what I say to my mother, who's 91 all the time.
Yeah.
Beats the alternative. Yeah.
Give me something else. I'll consider it. It was pretty fucking weird. I got to tell you. I got cancer at the base of my tongue diagnosed in, I guess it was April. And had surgery in May, started chemotherapy and radiation in June. And now this is what, January? And I'm going to start eating real food again. And
Wow.
so pretty soon, it's a good thing to do. Eating real food,
Yeah.
unbelievable,
Right.
unbelievable. It's nice to be back. Though. It's good. And it's good to be with friends.
Well,
Good to have you here, bro. It really is. It really is. We've missed you over the weeks, and I've kept up best I could on what was going on.
Over the months.
Over the months. Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
We missed a couple of holidays there, but you're back, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
What a year. What
This
a
is
year,
really
huh?
like
Almost,
it's really like-
yeah.
Just spit it out.
10 months, right? 10
yeah,
months.
good man.
Wow.
10 months.
Wow.
Wow. That's
It
longer
was
than I thought.
11.
I can't count any higher. I don't have more fingers.
My father had diabetes and had 2 toes cut off. So then he says, "Well, I can only count in base 8."
Wow.
Oh man.
Okay. Well,
That's great.
Right.
Well,
what?
no, nothing. Go ahead. I was looking for something.
Oh, you
to
got something on
put
your
up here.
mind. I want to know what it is. Come on. spit
No,
it
I
out.
got something we were talking about before that I want to throw up there just for Lenny. But I'm gonna need a minute or two.
Okay.
So, Steve, would you consider trying to play that track the way you would play it in tempo and then elasticing John's bass part to let him speed up and slow down?
That'd be tough. That'd be
It would
really
be tough, but it's
Worse,
doable.
probably.
You could
That
do
would
it.
be worse.
I would do the speed up first,
That would
and
be
then-
worse than me
and then
trying
you
to
could-
hold myself back.
and then you could create a click track to the speed up, and
Right.
you could listen to that.
Absolutely. You're right.
But I
Yeah.
really don't know if it. I mean, it wouldn't. It was ironic that I found it. Because I went in to record with it today, and I don't usually listen to my drums back because you have to put the frames down at like so low that and I'm recording 12 tracks, plus I have his tracks. Hey Fader. And,
Hey, Fader.
There.
What's up, everybody?
Hi, Fader.
Hey, Fader.
And I've got him like frickin' cranked in my head in stereo, and I'm like, yeah, and I'm hitting. I'm not, breaking sticks, but I'm playing.
Yeah,
And
you're going
every
for
time
it.
I got to a change, my fill ended before he got to the end of the section, and I'm like, what the fuck? Because because that's where we would, do whatever it was that we did, or I was just crazy.
It's called
So-
muscle memory. You got the muscle
Yeah.
memory, and you got to just get locked back into that click track.
Yeah, but he's
well,
also not
yeah.
playing the way that you two grooved with each other.
No,
He's not playing
no.
that way on this
Right.
track. And
Right.
that's the part you have to really get used to.
Right.
Yeah, I understand that totally.
I
You can
figured
do it.
would.
You can do it.
Totally. It can be done. It can be done. It's just not natural.
Well,
Doesn't
it's
feel, it
not-
doesn't feel right.
I thought I was going to get the chance to recreate that vibe at least one way. And I suppose to a point I will, because what I decided to do was go in and give myself a half hour or an hour of just making passes with it under different situations, out in the speakers, in the cans, here, there. Moving the drums around, just playing with it, because I haven't gotten to the point with it where I'm doing the stuff that I would do if we had been playing it for like 2 months on the road. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
All of a sudden,
yeah.
Hear all those hidden little things. Oh, you want to do that there? Let's do that. So it's an interesting process, but it's
It's a
not-
different animal. Yeah.
Yeah,
You can do it. Well, a good drummer could do it.
Well, we don't have one around, so I'll have to.
I'll go take a look. I'll go find one.
It's the thing about it is it's just a matter of knowing, because I don't sit there and do a bunch of passes and try and fix it. I'll play once or twice through. I might not even listen to the first pass and just print right over it, and I'll hear what it is I want to do, what it is I should have done, what I shouldn't have done, and today, because I'm starting to get familiar with the track, and I'm starting to get like back into the sound of how that bass moved when he did things, and it was like, and then it was, oh, you're rushing, you're not, you're dragging. It was like, ah, shit. But that's,
That's,
you know, bass player
that's
stuff.
amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah. That's right. And it's funny because I have the demo that has the drum machine on it. You know, and I programmed it, so I probably wrote it in MIDI, so it does pretty much what I would have done. It kicks and pushes where it was supposed to kick, and then I used to, you know, I had that whole hi-hat technique on the second pass, but it's so rigid because it's just quantized to death that I said, well, maybe I'll just try playing with that. I'll just, you know, I'll hear the drums and I'll just play over
Yeah, yeah.
a freaking night. It was like, are you kidding me? Like that.
The trick is, I don't know how you make a drum machine swing.
That's it. Yeah.
I
don't know how you do
put
it.
it on a fucking rope and throw it out the window.
But they all have the thing where they do have that shift in it where you can have it so it shifts. It's just not as far as real musicians would normally go.
No,
Yeah,
not
but
a
Fader.
human shift.
the reason for the shift. It's the reason we're shifting because all of a sudden you and I, as a rhythm section, got a burst of symbiotic adrenaline that took us to the birth. You know, it's not like 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 0. Speed up 0 1 0. You know, it's not us.
The hardest thing to play to is a click track after the fact.
Yeah.
Because that's not how you play. But you got to stay in the groove, and sometimes it's a help, and sometimes it's such a pain in the ass.
But you know,
I can make a
there's
suggestion.
certain times, like if you listen to like James Brown's band live in Paris, they play for like an hour and a half, and the time never fucking moves.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Never move.
So I've had stuff where people have sent me tracks with no click track and asked me to, you know, put drums or play on it or this or that. And what I'll usually wind up doing is, you know, whatever sampler or MIDI instrument, drum machine, whatever I use to get like a click or a cowbell sound, and I'll just go, you know, bar by bar on the song and just tap it in. You know what I mean?
Create it.
I'll go
Yeah.
to the next section, tap it in. And even though it's not going to be a consistent, because they're out of time, it'll still give you a guide.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you can get used to that, and then usually it works out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
It's time
do
consuming
that
for
in
sure.
Pro Tools, but I
Yeah.
manually
Yeah, there's
bit
no
map
easy
it.
way around it.
I manually beat map it, so I'm
Yeah, that's what I'm
playing
talking
along
about.
with it. But then I've got a grid for measures. All measures are not; they're all different lengths. But I have everywhere where there's a one, right? And
Right.
then you can MIDI and quantize to that, you know, elastic grid. That's totally human. So I think the best way to do it now is to let people play the way they would play, and then grid it up so that you've got all your bars there, even though each bar is, you know, slightly longer or shorter in terms of time. And then you got everything, which is what you're doing it manually by putting a manual click track in.
Yeah.
And I would just put those grids in on the, you know, Pro Tools, Logic, whatever you're using.
Yeah, well, it's just, you know, I mean, basically what'll happen is I'll get used to playing with it, and I'll have to be on top of it. But if you really want to look at something funny, when we were doing the same record, or not the same record, when we wrote for the Vampires thing, he had this song called "Back on the Road," right? And it was finished, except there was no guitar on it, and but he sang great vocals. So here's John on a multi-track tape song finished, no guitar on it. Kenny Jones playing drums, and he's singing along with it and playing the bass part. And he said, "Let's finish this." And I said, "Well, it has drums on it." And he said, "No, it doesn't." And, and
So
so
that-
I said, okay, I said, "So you want me to play along to this? What do you want me to do?" And he said, "Well, just put new drums on it." The problem is there were certain places, because the song was sparse, there were places where Kenny did fills that leaked into the reverb, and if I didn't do those same fills,
Right.
Yeah.
and it was like, one thing I would never do is daga dooga da do daga do da. It's just not one of my
Right.
and it was the weirdest thing to try to feel, and because you're playing with guys from 20 years ago or even.
So what you did basically was like what they do with tattoo cover-ups. You play what you heard, kind of incorporated what he did, right?
Exactly.
Was that the track you were playing the other night as an intro to the show?
No, that was Rebel Without a Car, I think. The one with the
something about getting back on the road.
Well, because
The highway, something to do with the highway or something.
Yeah, that's Rebel Without a Car.
Oh, okay. That was you.
The highway.
That was you.
That was us. That was him singing. John
and you.
singing,
Right.
and me. And that was well, because I mean, here we write. We decided we wanted to go find a record deal. I mean, I said to myself, for God's sakes, it's John Entwistle of the Who. We can't find a fucking deal somewhere. Write some stuff and record it, and I'll go look around, or I'll call some friends or whatever. And no.
Shop it.
So one of the songs that's on the thing on the which will be on this record is a song called "I Wouldn't Sleep with You," and the hook is, "I wouldn't sleep with you if you paid me. I wouldn't sleep with you if it would save me from a fate much worse than death. I'd rather face the devil's breath. I wouldn't sleep with you. I wouldn't sleep with you." So it's
About
great.
Caitlin Jennings, right?
But what's that?
About Caitlin Jennings.
Yeah, close. It's. Do you remember? My name was Johnny. I tried to date you. I had no money. You didn't see me. You looked through me. You curled your lip and sneered. You're fucking loony. But now, and it's, I'm rich and famous, and now anyway. So shopping that to the children's show.
Whoa.
Wasn't going to pass.
No.
Right, and one of the songs that we did called "Left for Dead" had people getting shot in it. It was, so we had to change a lot of stuff. So for this record that we're putting out, I get to use all the original versions, and "I Wouldn't Sleep with You," and so it's fun. It's a little kind of melancholy, a little weird, but I had a good time playing today, man. I was in there for winding it up.
Cranking it up.
Yeah.
Talking about playing to click tracks and stuff. I don't know if they talked about it in the Under the Volcano, but Every Little Thing She Does Is Magic was recorded by Sting and a keyboard player that played with Cat Stevens named John Russell. And when they went to Montserrat, Sting played the track to the band, and Stewart was like, "Oh, we can do it better than that, blah, blah, blah." So they tried. They flew John Russell down there. They re-recorded it. They cut the masters. They cut multi-tracks, tapes together, back and forth and back and forth. And when it came to mix, Sting said, "Put the demo back on." They put the demo on, and it was obvious from the beginning that had the magic. So they said, "Stewart, go out there and put your fucking drums on this demo." And that's what they did.
Wow. And were there any drums on the demo at all?
A drum machine.
Okay.
Just a drum
You
machine.
played over it?
Yeah.
Can you hear it?
I don't know what he was listening to at the time, but probably. I would say the drum machine was probably in the background. And he just played to that. They dropped them in a few times. And you can, if you listen to the song, you can hear a few spots where it sounds like Stewart's going to go over the edge, and then it comes back. But there was no click track. It was just a drum machine.
Yeah, you see, that's what I may do with these things that I'm running into, these places where I want to, go into natural time. I may just have because you can program Pro Tools so easy to drop in anywhere.
Yeah.
And I'll have it, do the section like 4 or 5 times. I'll just drop in on it, it wouldn't be my first choice, but if it's better for the overall performance, so.
Well, that's what they did. They just kept dropping them in until he got, until he nailed it.
Yeah, or comp from all the different takes.
Yeah. Well, they didn't even have slave reels back then. So and the track was actually created on a 2-inch 16 track. So what Hugh Padgham did was he said, well, we could put it on a 24 and it'll open up some other tracks in between the other tracks. And that's where they put Andy's guitar, and that's where they put Stewart's drums.
That's very interesting.
Oh, wow. So what did he have to? He must have had to what do they call it when you have to align the heads or whatever it is? If he's using 2-inch 16 track on a 24 track head, how do you do that?
They had the top engineers and technicians that Air Studios could afford in Montserrat every day, tweaking that studio, adjusting the tape machines, the bias, everything.
Zenith, Azimuth, all that. But the 16 track 2-inch format at 15 IPS is the best sounding ever I've heard.
Drums.
For everything.
That's a lot more space for the frequency.
Yeah, you got a lot more, and the best thing that I've ever heard is locking two of those machines up.
Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah, the only problem is obviously, when you're mixing, depending on what you were, we had something called a Lynx.
Yeah.
But what it literally, when you hit play, I mean, you gotta have. It takes like 10 seconds for that SMPTE to lock them together. It's like, now we're so spoiled with the computer. You hit a button, you're rewound. You hit a button, you're in record. Back
128 tracks playing back. Yeah.
Back in the day, we would have to, it took about 20, 30 seconds to rewind and then start playing again, Yep.
Yeah,
Time to have a drink. Time to have a cup of tea. Time to have a shot.
Yeah. John had 2 MCIs, 2-inch 24s strapped together that way. And they used to be, one would be looking for the other one. And then it was like, okay.
Yeah.
But,
the beauty of it was... The beauty of it was you could put down all your basic stuff on one and then make a rough mix of it and then take the first 2-inch and just put it over here. Do all your overdubs on the second one so you don't wear out the first one.
Yeah.
And when it comes time to mix, you put them together.
But I'm talking about. I was talking about the mix itself. You have
yeah. But you didn't keep running the only tape.
Oh no. The track to try and do overdubs locked up.
No.
Wow.
Those were the days.
And that was state of the art. That was cool,
Hey,
man.
Hey, Steve, get out the hole punch.
Yeah, really? No shit. That was one of the mind-blowing stories I ever heard about back in the day with the old engineers when they used to wear the lab coats, and the guy was hearing pops on the tape, and every time he heard the pop, he stopped it and he'd rock the tape till he found out where the pop was and on what track, and he'd mark it with a grease pencil, and he did it to the whole track, and then went back with a hole punch and punched out all the holes.
Oh my God.
And the tape was quiet as could be.
I never heard of that. Wow.
Window edge.
Crazy.
I guess that could work.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Steve Albini
Yeah.
still,
Oh,
Steve
right.
Albini still dresses like that.
Really?
Yeah. He
Wait,
wears those lab
Angus,
coats.
you trying to tell us something, bro?
Yeah, I know.
I'm just following Joe's lead. Wait, I got something.
And weirdly, we
Joe's
both did sheep, I
lead. Let
think.
me tell you something about Joe's lead. Whoop.
Hey.
So, Joe,
Wait, I got-
pasture.
Wait, I got. Ah!
Jim Saladin.
There you go. Ready?
Oh, that's so. Here you go, Lenny.
Yeah. I'll be over for size, but I got.
Oh,
Oh, so, Joe, you want a pasture? I got a pasture for you, bud.
Look at that.
There you go.
oh, is that
you
Gordon
ready?
Lightfoot? Is that
Yeah.
Gordon Lightfoot?
That's him. That's yeah, that's him. Here he is again. Where is he? There he is. Okay, bang.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
You can take him down now.
That was great.
I have the old pasture from last week, which is the window pasture, but you know. But I guess, listen, you know, it's time.
I was in Burlington, Vermont with my wife last year. So we start taking the ferry across to New York. I'm in the middle of the lake. You can't see anything. I start singing the Edmund Fitzgerald to her. I thought she was going to slug me. The old
What?
ship went down and the old crew went out. She like was horrified, just like punched me in the head.
Lenny would have thrown you off the ship.
No
That would
kidding.
have been it, man. I probably would have jumped off the ship.
Oh, right.
Oh, I love that. I really do. I love that. Oh, there he goes. Whoops.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Who's
That's
that
right.
spooky guy?
We need
Oh
that.
man, that's
I like
great.
when the face turns purple. You look like an Oompa Loompa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feel like
You
one.
definitely have too much time on your hand.
Yeah, I do. And on my face, too. Look, you see it? All right, go away now. Stop. Right. Oh,
Joe, what's that on your face?
yeah.
This is my mask. Let me tell you what this is. This is the mask that they made to mold to your face so they can screw your head down to the platform every day when you get radiation so that they hit it at the same spot.
Oh, wow.
With these, so every day they'd screw your head to the table with this thing on your head. And so you would be immobilized for 15 minutes with this mask on your head.
It only took 15
Oh.
minutes. That 15
Yeah,
minutes felt
You've
like
got to
hours.
play a gig wearing that, right?
So-
You have
Oh,
to.
I kept it because I want to turn it into a Halloween.
Holy shit. You know,
Yeah, that's pretty
That's
scary.
amazing.
Joe,
Yeah, so
wow,
so
that's-
these bolt holes here is where they screw your head down to the platform every day before they stick you in the radiation machine.
Wow.
Oh, well, listen, that's nice.
Is-
I have
had-
a friend who just got fitted for that mask. He has essentially the same thing you had, and he was supposed to start Monday, but then he got COVID from his granddaughter, even though he was all vaccinated. So now he's pushed back a couple of weeks before he starts the radiation and chemo, and he's got that mask.
Well,
And-
I mean,
Wow.
yeah. If
And
you
they
want-
said he probably won't be able to swallow for a while. He's going to have a feeding tube.
why don't you? I'm getting mine out next Thursday. You want to see
Mhm.
it?
Sure.
Yeah, because I heard you say
Wow.
you're looking forward to
Oh,
eating
that
real
looks
food, right?
delicious.
It's
Wait a
showing
minute.
now.
He's
Wait a
too.
minute. Wait a minute. Hold it. I've had this in since May.
Wow.
So
Wow.
there's a thing that goes on top, and you pour the beige liquid into it, and that's your nutrition. This comes out next Thursday because I'm now eating by mouth again. But
That's great.
seriously, why don't you have your friend call me, because I will tell them what they're about to go through.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
I had people do it to me. I will pass it on. Please, please, please have them give me a jingle, because you have no idea what you're about to go into.
He's really, worried about it. But like you
Please.
said, what's the alternative? You're just going to
No.
do it, and
Have them call me up.
okay,
Have them call me up.
I'll
Yeah,
reach
so,
out to you.
It's
Get
always
the
good
number
to
for-
talk to somebody that, it's been through it before.
Absolutely, it'd be great.
I got a call from Ricky Rocket,
Oh, look at this.
who'd been through it, and we talked for a while, and he had the exact same thing. He told me what was about to happen to me, and it made a difference, so I wasn't so fucking freaked out about what was happening. So
Yeah.
I will
Great,
do that.
man.
Well, that'd
Please
be
have
great.
him-
I think he'd really appreciate that. That'd be cool.
Get my number from Angus.
I will.
Yeah, I'll send it over to Joe.
He's a mutual. Angus knows the guy too. It's a mutual friend.
Okay. Anytime.
Hey, Mount, when you thought we were on Central Time?
Where was the cancer, Joe?
Mine was at the base of my tongue.
Where is the what? I mean, I'm not being a
tip.
tongue guy. Where is that? On the tip or the back?
The back.
Right here.
Oh, the base down here.
Your
Ooh,
tongue
wow.
goes all the way down to here.
I know it does. Yeah. Okay.
So they
Right,
went down
and-
there and removed it?
So they first went in with robotic surgery and carved most of it out. And my good fortune was that it was caught really early. But when they went in there with the robot arm, they didn't quite get all of it because was wider spread than they realized. And if they had cut the whole thing out, they would have damaged my nerves completely.
Right.
So they took out most of it. Plus, they also took out 15 lymph nodes on the side of my neck like that.
Wow.
But then they said because we couldn't carve out the whole thing, you got to go do chemo radio.
Wow.
So the surgery took 15 minutes. The chemo radiation was 6 weeks. I got radiation every day for 6 weeks, and I got the poison once a week for 6 weeks.
But it
Did you go
worked?
to Did you go to Sloan Kettering?
Nah, I got a guy over here. I know a guy. It's like right over here.
I know a guy. Hey, I know a guy.
I got a guy right here.
I got a guy.
Hey, can you do this for me? Can you do this thing for me?
The
I
things
got
that they
this.
can
I
do
got a
now,
thing.
Hey, what-
I got a thing right here.
the
I got
things they
this
could do
thing
now,
right
they
here.
couldn't even do
Right
5 years.
here.
got
Right
that
here.
the other
Right
thing.
here.
So I get it. I
So,
get
Mousy,
it.
where are you in a listening room?
I'm
No.
I just got home from Hunter. I was skiing.
Oh boy.
Right.
What trail? Where'd you go? Which side? You ski the west side?
Yeah.
Happy belated birthday!
Yes, happy
All
belated
right, all
birthday.
right.
Happy
Let's
birthday.
let that
Wait a minute. You're skiing Annapurna, and not that I'm doubting you, and way out and all the west side of Hunter.
I've been skiing since I was 6 years old.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh,
So
4
fuck
years.
you.
Oh,
huh?
yeah.
And what about K27? What about K27 in the front? Do you do that?
No. No,
Well, wow.
I don't go to the front.
Is
I
there
don't
any?
go to
Well, really, that you only ski the west side? How did
I only like the
any
west
of
side. I that's like my jam. I don't know. I've always done the west side forever.
Man, yeah, me too. Because nobody's over there because everybody's scared. to death.
Exactly. As I said, I won't go to the front. It's like so fucking crazy. There's all these people who don't know how to ski, and everybody goes there because it's just like right there. It's like a mall.
I know.
And I don't do malls.
At
So
Christmas. Yeah, there's no. Yeah, it's
yeah,
great.
exactly. That's why I like the west side. Nobody ever goes to the west side. It's fucking cold as hell here.
Oh, it's
So,
cold.
you know.
The sun goes down there first, but there's nobody on the chairlift, but you're freezing your ass off.
I know.
But, one
Hardcore,
more
bro.
run.
Hardcore. You gotta go.
Gotta go. And then
No,
you have
you
to
don't.
go, and then you have to go back on the Belt Parkway to get back down there.
No,
Right.
you don't have to go.
well, no, I don't. You don't.
Nope.
Or you can go down Hellgate too if you go down the front. But when I would come off the west side, I would always do that 2.5 mile run that was the Belt Parkway that went around from the west side.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah.
You can't
Hey,
go
look,
very
we're-
fast.
we're-
Just,
we're
and you
like
know
the
what? I
Brady
have to
Bunch.
tell you, it's kind of empty anyway, so it's good. It's good today. You know what? I only go when there's nobody else there because I have no patience anymore. And as I get older, I have less patience for bullshit. So it's like, if you don't know what you're doing, get the fuck out of my way. Let me just do my thing and go home. I don't want to, I'm not here to meet anybody. I'm not here to go with my girlfriends or my boyfriends or my crew. It's gonna ski, and then hit the fucking road. That's it.
And what's
That's
the
it.
gear? What gear? What do you ski? Rosie's?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Because that's what my brother always did. So, I just did what my brother did. Because, they're like, you're a girl. I'm like, okay, so just tell me what to do. And that's what I started always skiing with.
and bindings? I mean, I don't even know. Look, Solomon. I don't even know what's out there anymore.
I use Solomon.
Yeah.
But dude, my shit is so old. I mean, I'm not buying anything new. It's like, for how often I get to go anymore.
You don't have those. You don't
It's
have
been
those
2
new.
years.
You don't have those new tapered skis or whatever they're called.
No, I'm not that girl. I'm not that fashionable.
Wow.
No, it's not fashion. It's for
No,
stability.
I
or
got it,
something.
Jeff. I know. Yeah, I'm.
You're
as if
busting
I-
my balls. Yeah.
In my best day with the best gear, I'll still never be stable. So
Well, when they used to have the national standard races there?
yeah.
Okay, over on the Bunny Hill side, right?
Uh-huh.
I joined that one year because I was determined that I could, because it's a GS course, and
Yeah.
and I'm there, and the mountain closes at 4. But if you're in any of the qualifying, you're there almost till 5. And I was
Yeah.
late to gigs because I was doing well, and it was crazy. I loved racing there. I mean, I was nuts, fanatical. ST comps and what the hell else did I have? I can't even remember anymore. Just it was great.
You know what? And when you're doing it, like honestly, when I'm hitting down the hill, I'm saying to myself, it's like watching someone else do it. So I'm kind of like, holy shit, that's crazy. I can't believe I'm doing that. Like I'd never do that. And you're just like out of control or whatever. You're just going. It's like a gig. It's like a gig. It's like once you're in the gig, you just fucking fly and just hope for the best.
I mean, I used to love it. I used to stay up all night after the gig, drive to Hunter in the morning, ski till 4, go back barely make it to the gig. And one time I was late because I was in the qualifying for the NASCAR races. I was late to the 4.5 North, and I had to get up on stage with my racing suit on and my furry boots and play the set in my socks and my frickin' jumper, and it was nuts.
You're like Devo.
Yeah, kind of like that. Sort of.
Yeah, just like it. Hey, Steve, I gotta run. I gotta go.
Yeah.
Take care,
Everybody's
Joe.
gotta go.
Thanks,
I'm
Joe.
hopping
Thanks,
away.
Joe.
I just want to
Next
say
week.
hi.
We'll
Joe.
see you soon.
Hey, Joe,
Good
thanks.
seeing you.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm gonna go too.
today is the 1-year anniversary of me being on your show.
Is it really?
Happy
wow.
anniversary.
Yeah.
Anniversary.
We have to do follow-up shows. I want to do follow-up shows in the year to all the people that I've done.
Yeah.
That are foolish enough to come back. No, it was fun, man. And happy anniversary. Thank you for remembering. It was great times. And Fader, I'm looking forward to Monday, part 2 of the Me Show with you, starring you and me.
And Doobie, it's great to have you back.
Yeah,
Great.
Yes.
Yeah, it really
Thank
is,
you.
Doobie. It's great.
Thanks a lot.
That do be back.
I was thinking of you today when I was playing, dude.
I was thinking of you too when I was taking a dump.
I told you about that, right?
Well, whatever worked. I was
if you're taking-
I was a little constipated, so I was thinking of you.
If you're taking a dump at 11:59 and then it turns, to 12 o'clock, it's the same shit, different day.
Same shit, different day. I always try and do that. Goodbye.
Technically.
Thank you.
Take
Yeah.
care, Joe.
Good, dude.
I'm going to.
All right, guys.
Hey,
See you later.
bye.
Now see Faded.
All right,
See you, Lori.
Take it
see
easy.
you guys later. Thanks, easy.
Steve, the
See you
pack
later.
was fucking perfection today. The snow pack was perfection. I was thinking about you.
Don't do that to me.
That's what I'm doing.
Man. I mean, I used to love skiing.
It was perfection. Just saying. All right,
And
love
so,
you guys.
Yeah, all right. Listen, go ahead. I'm glad you had
Have
a
a good
great
one.
day.
Yes.
Take care.
And belated happy birthday.
Yes, and belated
Thank
happy
you.
birthday.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye. Have a good weekend.
And then there was Lenny.
Hey, Steve.
Lenny.
You didn't get muted.
We got to talk.
Okay, go ahead.
Are we going to talk about the elephant in the room?
What is that?
What?
Getting you a mic, Lori.
Why? I need a mic?
I have a mic for her. She doesn't.
I think I'm tired of that disembodied voice thing.
Okay, I'm with you,
I'm
pal.
not going to be on camera.
No, you don't have to be on camera, but
No.
we should give her a microphone for a while, see how it works out. Just don't talk too much.
Agreed because it's. I agree. I mean, I couldn't agree more. Honestly, I've always thought she should have her own feed. She can, get rid of it or do whatever she wants. But yeah, definitely,
Okay.
no question.
Done.
All I can say is that they're giving you a microphone. You got to treat it gingerly. You got to watch what you say. Everything you say is going right into that microphone.
Oh, no. See,
yeah.
that's bad. That me and gingerly don't
You can do it. You can do it.
Her and gingerly, yeah.
No, we
Well,
don't
look,
do
Lenny,
that.
I got her covered, pal. Don't worry, I got something.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I got her. I got mics. I got softball
So,
bats.
yes, we were thinking
whatever
of you
we
last
need.
night. Night before when we watched the Montserrat video.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Because we saw Antigua.
And
yeah. I was going to chime in.
Jeff.
I was going to chime in and say that I saw Montserrat that day when I was at the ocean. I look right across and there's Montserrat.
We saw how close you are to it. Now, where's Eric Clapton's rehab place? In Antigua.
Well, he's here
I
on
didn't know that.
Antigua, but it's way out in the ocean on this like spit of land. And, you can't even get near the place, first of all, because there's big gates and guards with guns and blah, blah, blah. Nobody really bothers him here, anyway. And he's never here anyway. He has a big house here overlooking the ocean. He's never there. But he can go there if he wants.
Yeah, that's right. You know what? You're there, and that's
right.
what matters.
You're there, and that is what matters. So, that's all there is to that.
Right.
Yeah, things are working out well.
And I'm going to work on getting her a mic this weekend, and I think that's wise counsel, my dear friend.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, that way she can say what she wants. She doesn't have to yell. She's there with all of us.
Right.
I get excited.
Yeah, she does get
And I
excited.
yell.
She gets very excited.
That's just me.
And yes, she gets very excited.
So I would be yelling in the microphone.
No, well, that's
Okay.
all right. We're gonna work it out for you.
Okay.
Good night, guys.
Hey, take care, Lenny.
Have a
Say hello
great
to
weekend.
Gabrielle for
Yes.
us.
Yep, see you soon.
Give Bobo a kiss. Aw. Bye, Lenny.
Man, here I am back in the.
Oh, nice color sky you got there, Stevie.
Yeah, I got a little creative with some of the stuff, and but this is actually the pasture from last week.
Right, with the candle in the window.
Right, but those are our trees. I mean, that's our
And our shed.
our shed and our
That's our
fence.
garden.
That's our shit on the other
Somehow
side
looks
of it.
better than when Angus puts it up.
Yeah, now Angus, Angus, you remember, who was I telling about the little, what even is that thing? The little bird of paradise.
You were telling Angus.
Oh, okay, well this is it, and that's got to be 30 feet tall.
It's a white bird of paradise.
White bird.
It's different than the little orange ones.
Yes, different.
Orange ones don't get big like
Orange
that.
ones are orange.
All right, everybody.
Okay, that's
It's
it,
your
guys.
weekend.
Yeah, it is the weekend, man. We've got weekend stuff to watch. No Formula One.
No, we're gonna watch at A&M.
Lewis
Mr.
Hamilton is
Mr.
still
M.
missing from the injustice.
And dinner's ready.
And dinner's ready. And guess what we're having?
Meatloaf.
So, if I don't see you in the future.
Oh, Monday.
Oh, Monday, yes. Now, what do I when I finish my tagline? Do I
It's
say the whole thing
part
again?
2 of Fader interviewing Steve.
Yeah. You guys have I've gotten several requests to have part 2 of my interview with Fader is the man,
That's right.
and so we've decided to do it Monday. Unfortunately, Brad Congress has a
He can't make it.
he can't make it. He's got to deal with something serious, and we understand that. And serious is not that we do serious around here very much, but if we were to do serious, we would be doing it then. So, Monday.
The part 2.
I can't wait to see what he asks. And if you want to know anything, ask him to ask it, or I don't know how it works. But anyway, that's Monday. And if I don't see you in the future, I'll see you in the pasture.
Good night, everybody.
Take
Have
care.
a great weekend.
Yep, have a great weekend. Oh, look, I hang on.